Welcome to this week's episode of Humans in 5. Today, I'm on my own and excited to chat about something that's near and dear to my heart. I'm lucky to have a range of hobbies from music to crafts, but the one that literally gets my heart pumping are things like sports and exercise. I've done all manner of physical activities in my life, these days it's triathlon, but I love engaging in things that challenge my body, perhaps because I spend so much of my day challenging my mind. We've talked about exercise several times on Humans in 5, but a recent report made me think a little more about how we encourage people to participate in different types of exercise. Overall, we know that everyone is getting less and less active, and that there's a range of health consequences associated with a lack of enough physical activity. Time and time again, researchers will remind us how we're just not working ourselves out quite enough. The World Health Organization has noted that approximately 3.2 million deaths a year can be attributed to insufficient activity. This week, one report in Canada from the nonprofit organization ParticipAction graded adults on their physical activity levels. They gave people aged 18 to 64 a grade of D on their overall level of physical activity and a grade of F on their ability to reach some recommended exercise targets, like engaging in 150 minutes of moderate to vigorous activity each week. That being said, the way these studies are reported seems to be changing. For many years, they often read like your inability to reach certain activity targets was some kind of personal indictment. It was up to you to make sure that you always achieved your exercise targets. Increasingly, reports are bringing in a greater level of nuance. Groups like the World Health Organization are noting that often our inability to get moving is out of our hands. People may have all the good intentions in the world, but if you spend hours commuting, working at a desk, and feeling pressured from your job to churn out work, even the most committed person can find it difficult to do something for their health. Reports are noting that, for example, more flexible workplace policies that allow people to have more control over their time may help with these kinds of issues. People often worry about things like safety and equitable access when trying to plan physical activities. Concerns about adequate sidewalk access, good lighting, and access to great recreation facilities without crazy costs are all concerns that are often outside of our individual control. Simple improvements like keeping sidewalks clear of hazards like ice, upgrading lighting, and sponsoring equitable access to health and wellness facilities can help us all take better care of ourselves. Reports are also shifting some of their language about both the types and intensities of activities we need to engage in to keep ourselves healthy. Ultimately, all research suggests that some physical activity is better than none. Rather than shaming people for not doing enough, we need to celebrate those moments when people can find the time, considering all of the social and physical barriers we may face in trying to stay active. It's worth remembering that exercise and activity can take many different forms. For example, moderate to vigorous activity can include a range of actions from walking slightly farther to the bus stop or tackling your household chores with a little vim and vigor. Dancing in your living room, playing some instruments, or walking through all of your favorite stores can all count as ways to get that activity ball rolling. Ultimately, physical activity doesn't have to be either a chore or a form of punishment. Not everyone is a runner or a weightlifter, and it's also worth remembering that people can have all kinds of negative relationships with physical activity due to social pressures or past experiences that may have left a bitter taste. As we try and negotiate these challenges, it's all about finding the thing that brings you a little bit of joy, and remembering that small, persistent doses of that thing you love is always good. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time on Humans in 5. And don't forget to subscribe!